All right, folks. Well, right. It's Rogue Coins, the one and only V, the Guerrilla Economist, coming to you live with our main guys, Z, Crypto Cowboy, and the man simply known as Frank.
Hey.
And we are here to rock it out. We're going to here to rock it out on this Wednesday, and we're going to bring you all things crypto. So I'm excited about that. With that out of the way, gentlemen, what's going on? What's crack-a-lacking?
Oh man, yeah, we're just rocking right now. Z, how you feeling?
Feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. You know, we got our program up and running right now with Ven. You know, there's some big news with Ven coming up. You know, things are good, man.
I'm excited about that.
Very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I'm very excited about that. You know, it's better to have real access to that. It's than with real networking right there, man. I love it.
Well, that's actually, Z, just for people who are new to the show, go ahead and talk a little bit about that, because I don't think that people understand the value in this.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know what Ven is, take a look at some of our shows we've talked about Ven. It is
the way you
coin,
said that is funny.
It is a coin that is making headlines, guys. During the consensus conference that's happening right now, Ven is taking the spotlight. It is pretty much the largest sponsor in the event. You've got guys like Roger Ver, the first institutional investor in a Facebook, as an advisor for Ven. You're getting a lot of big names.
Actually, that's you said Roger Ver, but
I'm sorry. What's his name? I can't even speak right now.
Yeah, I can't. Now it's gone. Now it's out of my head.
Jim Breyer.
Yeah.
Yes. So you got guys like Jim Breyer coming in to Ven, which is a huge deal, guys. And what we are offering is exclusive access in the Watchers Trade Room to the Ven X Node program. Now, the X Node program was an initial program created by Ven to help reward early investors into Ven. This meant that you had to lock up your tokens in an X Node by March 20th of this year. So we already locked it up. Well, I personally locked it up. And now I'm opening up that pool for the Watchers Trade Room people. So everybody who's inside the Watchers Trade Room will get a chance to be a part of this incredible opportunity. It not only allows you to get the highest tier rewards, being that we're going to pool for the highest tier reward, but it also gives you up to a 400% bonus on payouts. That is from our calculations. Now, Ven is going to be releasing further information, but for right now, from what we know, it's going to be a 400% bonus, guys.
To put that into perspective, it's a similar program with Neo and Gas, right, Z?
Correct.
So,
Exactly.
Neo is worth, I don't know, right now, $100 or something. What is it at? I got it right here. Let's see. Neo. It's at $60. Okay, so I grossly overestimated Neo. So at $60, Neo is 60. What's Gas right now?
Well, Neo at one point was $162 before the market dropped.
Yeah, so even in like a credit market, you got Neo at 60, you got Gas at 23. So roughly you're at a 3-to-1, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Ven, just based on so many things, I think Ven will easily surpass Neo. But let's just say that Ven gets to $100. That means that if it were to follow the same pattern, and this is an if, and nothing we say here is meant as financial advice. This is all for entertainment purposes only, not meant for anybody to use towards getting financial gain, blah, 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 blah. Ven at 100 at a 3-to-1 is roughly like $30 for a Thor. Now at a 400% payout, that would be 30 times 4, it's 120. So Z, can you just head math that 120 and tell us what it looks like in a month?
I mean, for what I see, I think that Ven in a month time will roughly be, well, I shouldn't say in a month. I think that when the mainnet comes out and when you start having dApps being built on it, so Ven's got some ICOs already being built on it. I really think that Ven is going to be upwards of $20, $30.
Well, okay, so let me rephrase that. When I say in a month, I mean if Ven were $100, then how do you think we would get making money on Thor?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's
So
what I meant to ask. Yeah.
each Thor is going to be roughly 20, $30. And no one really knows how much, in a sense, how much percentage of Thor versus Ven you will be getting. But the average right now they're talking about is a 1-to-5 ratio. So we'll see.
So, and now what does that look like though? If you hold, say 100 Ven, do we have sort of an idea for the listeners on what they're going to make if they hold 100 Ven for a month after that, at the 400%?
No, we don't have an accurate. I wouldn't be comfortable giving an accurate rating just yet. Not until they release the 4th bonus. So right now we know that they're giving out up to 400% bonus, but apparently there's a secret bonus as well, and they have not released that information yet. So
do you have to like go to the Ven store and ask them for the secret off the menu bonus to like give it? Like...
No, we're gonna get exclusive access to it, guys. I'm telling you right now, this is an amazing opportunity.
Okay, so this is the deal. Like, in order to do this, it's very, very difficult to find this opportunity. I know a lot of listeners are not aware of just how huge this is. So talk to your friends. To have access to this opportunity is like 1 in 1,000. And how do we get access, Z?
So, if you want to get access to this opportunity, guys, you join the Watch Us Trade Room within the description, guys. You guys can just click the description. It's the second option in the middle, which is Watch Us Trade, and this option will be inside there. This doesn't come typically with the program, guys. I'm just extending this out to the guys here at Rogue Money because of, they're just awesome guys. So, yeah, this is just a special opportunity, guys. You cannot get to be a part of any Ven masternode X node program out there. There is no option for this, guys. So this is only exclusive to Rogue Money.
Yeah, there's no option I've ever heard of. This is Z, nope. like being generous with his time.
Yeah, this is just there is no option. You can't buy this, guys. You can't rewind time. You can't buy this. Ven already has very big investors. They don't care whether you throw $1 million at them. They don't care whether you throw a few $1 million at them.
And just for people who are listening, it's not going to be open much longer, right? Nope. So today's May 16th. Z is already collecting the actual data from people.
Correct.
So yeah, don't listen to this show Saturday, join the room, and then yell at me because you missed it. Okay.
Correct. I'm in the process. So I already collected the head count like the last week or last week and a half. This week we're already beginning to collect the Ven, guys. And I honestly cannot say when I'm gonna be closing it. But yes, it's gonna be soon, guys. So if you guys want to be involved in this, I highly suggest you guys check out Ven yourself and read about it. I actually have a full article written on the whole program itself. So that's also inside the room. And yeah, it's just good stuff, guys.
Yeah, you spent like a couple of days on that. That article is written like most people's. That article is written 5 times better than most coins white papers. Like Z really put a lot of work into that.
Yeah, I mean, I had to try to make it as clear as possible because it is a little bit lucrative. There is a lot of understanding behind it, but yeah, guys, it's no big deal. So right here, wait, real fast. Do you have to be in the trade room to gain this access? So you have to be in the trade room to gain the access to the Ven. You do not have to keep within your subscription to keep being in the Ven pool, guys. But I've got some pretty exciting news here too. We will be pooling for other things, guys, in a masternode. I also have, I will be getting exclusive access towards like a WAN chain masternode and a CP chain masternode and stuff like that, guys. So, this is all going to be kind of coming along throughout the summer. So you don't want to miss that out, guys.
Yeah,
these are big ones.
Don't mess with us though. If you join the first month, where you don't try to grab a refund from us or something like that and get out. Not gonna happen.
No, yeah, we don't.
Don't do that.
We have no time for that, guys.
And don't be that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Get into the trading room, guys. Not for the Ven master. I mean, this is an added bonus, but get in because you guys are going to learn a lot, and we have been killing it with the with the gains. That's what you should be looking for. Ven is a great way. You can get some nice residual income over the course of the year, and it'll be awesome, right? Because I really think Ven is going to be very, very strong. But there's a ton of money to be made right now, guys. Why squander that?
Also real quick, just for layman's terms, and if anybody that's tuning in right now that don't know about this, could you explain to the public what a master node is and why it's something that is so desirable that people are literally stabbing their grandmothers to get in?
I think it's what you're. I think
my grandmother.
I think that Frank stabbed his. You stabbed your grandmother, Frank? Jeez, man, come on.
Well,
I can tell you, like,
trying to take my Ven, and I just.
Well, see, a master node, as far as I know, a master node is what my mom told me not to do because I go blind.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
So, just real fast, guys.
I was told that you grow hair on your palms, but okay.
So I'm just gonna read real fast from my report, just to give you guys a kind of understanding right here. I might as well just read it word for word, so I don't butcher anything. What is a masternode? The term masternode originated within the blockchain industry by the startup Dash. We all love and own Dash. A lot of us do. Dash was one of those incredible coins that essentially made multimillionaires. It was one of those coins that people got really interested in cryptocurrencies because of the crazy gains you could get. Anyways, in the Dash ecosystem, a masternode is a computer, aka a node, that runs the Dash wallet, aiding in the decision tree of the Dash blockchain consensus. This is the same exact thing as Ven. So Ven is adopting this platform right there. It's what they call proof of work or proof of stake, whatever you want to call it. So essentially what you're doing is you are staking your Ven on your computer or some sort of server, and that Ven, depending on how much you have, will allow the tree to make decisions within the community. And so then Ven offers two different types of nodes. They offer an authority node as well as an economic node. The authority node gives you essentially power to govern in a sense within the community. We are not eligible for that because I'm probably not the right person to do that. Somebody who's given an authority node is somebody like Jim Breyer. An economic node is what we have. We have the highest tier economic node, which is the millionaire node. So we'll be getting exclusive access to ICOs and all this good stuff, guys. And all this stuff will be available within the Watchers Trade Room, and only in the Watchers Trade Room. Let's just make that clear.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I brought it up. It's www.thecryptoschool.io. That's www.thecryptoschool.io. In the middle on the page, if you look right now, it says Watch Us Trade. Click on that. There's some great entertainment in there. We show everybody what we're doing while we trade, and people are actually kind of doing their own research, and a lot of their calls end up looking just like ours. It's really cool. Do you guys want to jump right into the charts? Okay, cool.
Real fast. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. Last thing, Brandon.
I'm texting CJ.
Or can you just wait for the Thor wallet to be released? So the way it works, guys, is that in June, when Ven releases its mainnet, the masternode program should be live by then. Obviously, we're up to Ven. We're essentially waiting for Ven to release that information. But as soon as the masternode program launches, we will be staking our masternode. That is when we will be generating Thor, and that is also when Ven will be releasing its own wallet. Most likely, that wallet will be somehow integrated with your, with your ledger or with your Trezor or some sort, or just its own standalone wallet. And within that wallet, we'll be staking the node, and you will be getting payouts. So then, every single month we'll be dispersing that payout out to everybody who's involved in the node.
Come on, Glahagan, you've got what you want. Give these people the master node.
Yeah, guys. So, awesome opportunity, guys. I don't want to waste enough time right here, guys. If you really want to be involved, come join the Watchers Trade Room, guys. This is just an added bonus. And then, some really exciting stuff. The first Ven ICO that's going to be coming out is called BitOcean. Essentially, they're going to be launching these state-of-the-art Bitcoin ATMs or cryptocurrency ATMs all over China. And they're essentially going to be paying a dividend back to the owners of the BitOcean tokens. It's looking like it could be very, very profitable. And whoever is involved in the Ven Masternode program will be getting exclusive access to that ICO as well, guys. So once again, Watchers Trade Room will have that in as well. So
yeah, they're gonna have Billy Ocean at the Bit Ocean opening. It'll be great.
I don't even know who Billy Ocean is.
No, of course you don't. You're like 28 or something, right?
No, I'm 18.
Actually, I don't even know if V and Frank know who Billy Ocean is.
Know the name.
Yeah, there you
Singer,
go.
right?
Yeah, he is.
What does he sing? Come on, I know him. Who is he?
I don't know. Go back to your Miami Vice. He's probably showed up on there one time.
Cool.
I couldn't even tell you which songs he did. Actually, I can. I'm a sad person. So if we take a look at Bitcoin right now, I got it actually on the short chart. And Bitcoin has been a little unpredictable. So what I did was I had set a stop loss at about 8,100. And unfortunately, I got stopped out, and it's kind of sort of going back up. And the temptation always is, if you get stopped out and then it goes back up, oh, everybody wants to buy back in. Oh, I got stopped out at 81. Now it's at 83. I'm losing money. And okay, so if you take a look at what I think is going to happen, this is what I've been calling for weeks and weeks, is that we're going to see an eventual drop down to 70 to 100, maybe 7,000. Right now, it looks to me like we're sort of just falling out of a giant bear flag. So I'm going to shorten this up so we can kind of take a look at the chart on a wider time frame. And this is our peak back here at 10,000. And I saw the signs like Ace of Base. Z probably doesn't know who that is either.
It was in my head immediately as soon as you said it.
Ace of Base, right?
Who's Ace of
As soon as you
Base?
said I saw the sign. I saw the sign.
Yeah, terrible song. So I got out. I think I told everybody I was getting out around like 9,400, kind of in this area, and that's what I did. And all of a sudden, it goes down. I'm a hero. I'm the best Bitcoin caller in the book, and everybody's like, well, I'm, at that point, in the minds of my followers and Z's followers and all of Rogue's followers, I was a hero, right? And then we get stopped out at 81, and all of a sudden I'm a dog because it goes up like 200 points. Actually, I'm not. I'm just kidding. Most people are like, hey, crap, cowboy, we trust you, whatever. I'm like, don't trust me. Trust your own research. And that's how the conversations always go. But anyway, so I think that we're going to continue to see a fall. I think the overall sentiment is negative, and that can be seen when we take a look at the 12-hour chart. Let me see here. Yeah, that's Ethereum. I thought I had this ready for us. This is what happens when you chart on like 2 or 3 different computers. You end up with that problem. So let me open up a new.
Which, by the way, guys, while Cowboy is doing this, just so you know, really, really cool fact, guys. We initially got out of BTC at 9,400. 9,400, guys, is our initial exit from Bitcoin, guys. This is a call that we can easily go back and we can show you guys. No BS right here. And right there, guys, you're now making $1,100 on each Bitcoin you own if you were to just have followed that call. So if you ever hear anybody saying that you cannot make money in this red market, that's a load of crap.
No, that's a total load of crap.
That's a load of crap, because I have made an absolute killing. I've adapted a different strategy as Cowboy during this bear market, and we've both been making a killing in this bear market, guys. With our strategies. So yes.
Z, and I want you to Z probably should share what he's doing, because usually Z and I are kind of doing this similar strategy, but Z's taken a different route, and it's like working out really well. I think you're hedging into Ethereum, right?
So I've been hedging into Ethereum. So I actually announced here live, I think like 3 shows ago or 2 shows ago, essentially saying that Ethereum looks great, guys. I posted an update. I was like, Ethereum looks incredible. The FA behind Ethereum was that they launched the 0.1 essentially note on Casper, and more I was, I have my ear to the ground, guys. I was hearing the rumors that more and more investors were getting into Ethereum, that more people were hedging into Ethereum, more people were trusting Ethereum, more people buying in. So I hedged into Ethereum roughly about 78, and now it's all the way up to, I think, 83 or 84.
Mm-hmm.
Can you check Ethereum real fast?
I actually have it up. It's right here. There it is. Ethereum is now, it's still crawling up. It's at 80.084 Satoshi.
There you go.
My TA has it going to about 1/10 of a Bitcoin.
There you go. So right there, guys, I initially got into Ethereum. We got into Ethereum at 78. So I've been hedging into Ethereum, and what I've been doing is actually I've been going into Ethereum and going into altcoins as well. So I've been announcing to everybody, hey, look, I'm picking up TRX, I'm picking up, OneChain, I'm picking up EOS at these lower levels right here, averaging down. And EOS has not been playing out so well because I really thought EOS was going to bounce off. It has not bounced off, but TRX and One did bounce off. We got TRX at sub 790, averaging all the way down to 730. If you actually look at TRX's price real fast, you can just pull that up real fast, Cowboy. If you actually look at TRX's price real fast,
that's actually a chart of TRX, to be honest.
There you go. TRX right now is at, what is it at right now? 841. So it's at 841 right now, guys. I entered at 790, and like I said, I was averaging all the way down to 740. That was the indication I made in the room that day, and there you go. That's 100 Satoshi gain.
Let's look at these one at a time because we're skipping around a lot of different coins right now.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to confuse people. So, I have these charted ready to look at from a TA standpoint. Ethereum, since we did, I'm going to go back to Bitcoin because we started there, but Ethereum, with what Z got into, we're looking at the 4-hour chart. Now, these, if you look back, if you're actually in the room, in the call room, I actually drew this update several days ago with these lines in this channel back when the price was way down, like not even halfway through this channel. So basically, what I've predicted has so far come true. And it was a really easy prediction if you know how to do TA, because you have the cloud that was continuing up. It's just bouncing right off the cloud. It's one of the easiest things to look at. Now, within the channel, though, we are seeing an opportunity. Let me see, actually, I'll stretch this out a little bit. So now that we've had a broader look at the channel, I'm going to explode it. I'm going to expand it. I'm going to actually extrapolate here. Give me 1 second. All right. So if we extrapolate forward by a few days or even a few weeks, this right here on the very bottom, let me full screen this for people to see better. So on the bottom right here, this is your stochastic RSI, and this is extremely bullish. This look right here. Now this is on the 4 hours, so this is like for the rest of the day, the feel, right? Ethereum right now is coming out of basically what looks to be a bull flag, and it looks like it's actually leaving the bull flag as we speak. And I'm going to draw that in a minute. But if you look at this right here, that is very bullish. It's upward, and it is past the 50% mark. And that's really what you want to see. Now, this up here, what you're seeing is this RSI keeps topping out, and that's where it tops out here, and then it tops out here. And this is kind of on a rise. You're going to see RSI act like that. Even though there's a consistent rise, RSI kind of looks like it's bouncing up and down. And we're not going to get too far into that, but indications look to me like we're going to see a rise, and you all can, get a free call out of this, something like this. And that plays out, according to this, in roughly in roughly 8 days. I think today's the 16th. This is about a week. I think over the next week, if all things being equal, Ethereum is going to go probably from its current value at 0.83 Bitcoin all the way up to 0.96 Bitcoin. So that is a probably a 13.5% rise that we're calling out free on the show right now for everybody.
Boom.
Bam. So what I would do is, if I were actually buying and selling, I would buy probably at current levels, and or at least wait for it to bounce off the bottom of the channel. It may actually come down and bounce before it goes up, and it may even go down as far as that cloud right there. So buy zone, if I were actually to draw this out like I was, like I was at work or something, buy zone would be in this area, but it would not be red because red is like not a buy signal. So we'll make this a little bit prettier, but this would be my buy zone somewhere in here, right? And if it kind of touched it, I buy a little bit here, I buy some more there, buy some more here, and then that's how I would average down. And then I'd ride that up, and I would start selling kind of in this area. I wouldn't wait for it to get to the top. Very few things really make it all the way to the top. It's made it here, but I would just sell here, and that would be like a nice 10% gain. That's a live call here on the show for y'all.
Yeah. And
I wish I had the ability to do live calls on the show, but I don't really know how to do no chart. Billy Bob, I told you this is not the place for you to tell us like about your chart problems. All right. You want to learn about charts? I want to learn about charts. I got frogs I can boil. All right, go boil some frogs. Leave us alone.
And just to let everybody know, we're gonna take a look here at Litecoin right now, but we indicated for everybody to exit Litecoin. Well, sorry, I should say that I indicated that I was gonna exit Litecoin at some pretty high levels, guys, and Litecoin has not been doing very well. And I hope that
I have Litecoin ready. Let me see if I can.
What did we indicate everybody to exit to? I think we indicated. I think I indicated an exit at like. What was it? It was at like 150. I was like, Litecoin looks like. But
that's Litecoin right there. Oh, that's the daily, I think. So do we want to zoom in on that?
Yeah, we can look at. Yeah.
Let me clean this up a little bit.
But yeah, guys, no chicken bones here. Just good old TA. I showed everybody that Litecoin was gonna do a reversal. It did a minor reversal up, and then I told everybody, look, guys, it does not look good right now. I'm personally gonna be exiting, and exited, and yeah, it dropped.
Yeah, this is Litecoin on the 3 hour. So this is about, maybe like a few weeks worth of data. But you see this area at this bear flip, I think that's pretty close to where you said to exit, because I think you said to exit around here and then it reversed up and then it came back down even lower. Yep. So, this is the battering ram that Z talks about, right? Like Litecoin right now is pretty much triple bouncing off a short-term support. And that's a dangerous place to play.
Oh, it's such a bear flag right there. Look at that thing. Looks like a typical bear flag right there. You got that giant red downhill slide from the previous points, and then it rose up a little bit at around to about 151, 150, and then it cascaded down.
And to use some relatively conservative bear flag TA along with resistances and supports, we're going to have our next live call on the show. So right now. Live calls. We got live calls. I'm watching. All right, Billy Bob, watch and learn. So if you take a look, the way a bear flag.
I really like that, Billy Bob.
Billy Bob, yeah, he's coming along. He's coming along. Go, you don't talk about me. Don't talk about me like I'm not here. All right, he doesn't like when we do that. So when you have a bear flag, like you're looking at a pretty heavy downturn, and what happens with bear flags is that there are always supports and resistances. So I look back and I take a look at, there's a kind of a resistance here that it popped up against here. It used to be a support because it bounced off. And this is back in March, and then it bounced off, broke through, and then it sort of hit this support and played around here. And it even tried to pop up, but it got stuck at this resistance, which used to be a support. So the thing to kind of gather from all of this is that resistances and supports, really, they're two sides of the same coin. And what they are is where a lot of people sort of determine price to be, because the bulls and the bears were sort of duking it out for a while. So perceivably, I mean to say, somebody might have there have been a lot of buying in this accumulation zone, because accumulation tends to take place around supports and resistances. So people's cost basis is sort of locked in right here. For those of us who don't know what a cost basis is, a cost basis is like where you got in. So if you got into Bitcoin at $3 or Litecoin at $3, like your cost basis is so far low, you almost don't care what happens to Bitcoin or Litecoin. But a lot of people's cost basis is right here. So once we go up here, people who have a cost basis down here are going to want to start selling, and it's going to come back down here. But you had a lot of people who had a cost basis right here, so they're going to want to scalp, and they're going to sell up here. They're going to buy back right here. So you get all this duking it out around these areas. So that's supports and resistances in a 12-sentence explanation. So as you have a price go down and we start to hit this support, you're going to have that duking it out. But with a bear flag, if in fact the sentiment is negative, and we have to look at a longer term chart to see it, you can expect it, once the duke out ends, to fall about the same amount as it fell before the duke out began. So mathematically, that puts us right around this other 110 support. So what I would do is I would assume it's probably going to not go all the way down here. It's probably going to stop and start playing around at that support, and then we're going to see what happens to Litecoin at that point. Are the bulls strong enough to keep it above? If we look historically around 110 and we back out and we go to say like 6 hours, forgive the TA tutorial, but this is what I do, and I just get stuck in, it doesn't generally go below 110. In the worst of times, it kind of, hung out at that level 102, whatever that is, 100. Well, 110 seems to be really, really strong. If we break below that, we're probably in trouble. But Bitcoin itself is going to determine that. And because this is in a bear flag, we'll take a look back at Bitcoin, which we never, we'll want to continue talking about. That little bear flag in Litecoin can be equitable to this larger bear flag-ish movement in Bitcoin. And this is actually your 10,000 point right here. This is where it bounced off at about 10,000. So perceivably, your bear flag could go like this, like that. And then all this nonsense here could just be looked at as one giant rise in the bear flag, like this, because that does happen. You got bear flags within bear flags, right? And then if we shorten this up, and this is quick and dirty, just like Z likes it, we can actually do a copy and paste of this flagpole. And if it were to have begun falling here, you would actually see a fall down to like 6,800. Now, I've been calling Bitcoin for weeks, and I say this like every show now because I like to hammer it home whether I'm right or wrong. I've been calling Bitcoin for weeks to actually go down to the $7,000 level, and I'm going to show that right now. I have the chart ready right here, BTC long view. So what we're looking at here, it's a little messy, but this bear flag is like, this is part of an ABC correction that I think we found in this most recent run up to 10,000, and then you fall back down to here. So to clear out some of this noise, we're going to take a look at the bear flag that we're talking about. So this giant bear flag that I just drew on the other chart, for those of you who are new, then this is a 720-hour chart. So what is that? Is that 4 days? I think that's something like that. I think it's a 4-day chart. I'm sorry. I don't know. We'll get to hours later. It's a longer chart. So basically, this is April. This is May. So on the longer chart, that bear flag I drew over there is going to look like this. And you can't even see all the little weird movements. You just see a simple bear flag. And that bear flag ends right there, right where I say that I'm going to re-enter, right here. Now, full disclosure, last couple of days with consensus, I did deviate from my original plan. My plan was to get out here and to get in here. However, we found some great opportunities. Ven, I think, is actually a great opportunity, even now in the blood. So we're in what I think is this correction wave, and I think we're this little dip. It's really hard to see on the screen. I'm so sorry, everybody. Let me widen this out. These three red right here, I think, are the beginning of this flag down, and nothing happens in a straight line in tradable assets. So that's what I see in Bitcoin. And the consensus week is almost over. So I think whatever buoyancy that we had in price in Bitcoin, we've seen it. So I maintain that we're going to go down. However, we may see another one of these run-ups. And during those run-ups, we have opportunities in the altcoins, like Z found TRX. That's been making money. I'll go back to that chart since we're looking at
making loads of money, man. Loads. We're up like 15% on it already, guys.
Yeah, it's TRX.
On it, and in a complete bear market, guys, quickly. And I think that TRX, with its mainnet coming out as an FA call, I think we're gonna see some run up. So, you guys will get another free live call right now, guys. I'll give it to you guys.
Z likes to.
Our entry was low. Everybody who was inside the Watch Us Trade room got in when I got in, which was roughly, well, not everybody, I should say, but like people that were watching the Watch Us Trade room at that time, got in sub 800 at least. A lot of people got in even lower than 790.
And let me show everybody what that looks like. So Z called TRX, and 800 is right about, I'm going to draw a big line across the screen for that. This is 800, more or less. So Z called it around this area.
Yeah, I called that at 800 and averaged down all the way down to 740, I think.
Yeah, so and that's down here. It went down to like 770 is where it went down to, unless you actually got in back here and yeah, it went down to like 720. So if Z actually you might have called it back here.
Yeah, I called it back there.
So and now what we're looking at is an ascending triangle. So to draw that out for everybody, it looks more or less like
this is live TA, guys. This is
this is BS.
Live TA, no BS. This is exactly these are patterns and chart skills that you can use for not just cryptos, guys. This is what stockbrokers use when they're doing, or I should say, analysts use when they're evaluating stocks. Same thing with forex.
I'm still holding. Yeah,
so
yeah.
so these are actual tools that you guys can learn inside of the Watch Us Trade Room, guys, that you guys can put towards other markets. It's not necessarily towards just cryptos, right? Yeah, forex uses a lot of TA, guys. Forex is very, very TA heavy. So yeah.
Yeah, and forex is analogous to cryptocurrency because it's currency exchange. It's what it is. So basically, this ascending triangle tends to be bullish, and the reason is that this is Z's battering ram. All right, so I've projected what I think is going to happen. It's going to knock against that resistance. It's going to come back up and knock again. And every time you have higher lows, what that means is the bulls are getting a little bit more serious and the bears are getting more tired. And eventually the bears are going to give up right here. All the people who want to take profit and sell right here, they're going to get tired of doing it. It's just how the market works. And so and what it really is it's a sign of very bullish sentiment. That's when you get these kind of patterns. Same with flags. And very bullish sentiment is caused by TA. And we have known for some time and have been calling for some time that Tron's mainnet is coming. It's coming, is it at the end of the month, or is it the end of June?
I think it's end of the month. I'll have to take a look. Let me see what I wrote inside the comments.
So while he's looking at that, what we're looking at here is you have, this is how I would strategize this. We are going to have a live call right here. Now it's the third live call on the show. Y'all should be, I'm starting to hang around Billy Bob too much. Y'all should be telling all your friends about free calls on our show. You come on over here and you take a look, get all free money, be real good for you now. All right. So what I would do, this is my strategy. This is actually how I would do my TA. This is one of my zebra stripe TA deals, right? There's a lot of lines on here and this looks all confusing, and people who are new to the game, like, they might get a little scared when they see this, but there's no need to be, for a couple of reasons. Number one, you got us there to explain what we're doing. Number two, you got all kinds of members in there and they're all, they all talk and they all tell everybody what they're doing. So this might look intimidating, but it is very easily unintimidatingable.
May 31st is when the Tron mainnet is going to be. They moved it up from July 1st to May 31st.
Oh wow! So no wonder
they're doing the opposite of Nico from PPT.
Oh yeah, they're actually gonna not only fulfill, but they're gonna exceed.
Yeah. So and there's some really interesting news along the line, guys. With partnerships and so forth. Justin from Tron, the CEO, has been known as a very big shillster.
Yeah, he's a shillster.
He just opens his mouth a lot, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. There is definitely going to be some nice price action that's going to happen, in my opinion. And for everybody inside the room, hopefully you're inside. You listen to the call and you're up 15% already, because I am.
Heck yeah, man. So, and this is literally how I would be. I'm essentially doing it, like I said, this is a live call. I've kind of built it while we were all talking here. And if you look at it here, and I would kind of write more since we don't want to really, really deck it out in the show. But I would, if it broke this line, then this is a confirmation trade right here. This is a confirmation buy zone, I should say, right? I could retype that. I'll just do that for measure. So what that means is that we've broken the resistance. That means we have officially become bullish. And officially become bullish is like, okay, you broke it. Chances are, even if it goes down a little bit, it's going to continue to go up. We've broken the resistance in a bear market nonetheless. So what we have here, though, is a nice big green set of green bars. Personally, when I see a big fat set of green bars that are several times larger than all the previous bars before it for quite some time, I will sell. And this is the opportunity to scalp. So for those who are a more advanced trader and who understand what scalping is, what I'm doing here is I would sell here and prepare to buy right here. And then this red zone is my stop loss. I won't have it right at the bottom. I'll actually have it a little bit lower. And in fact, on this stop loss, I might not do it this way. I probably would actually have a stop loss just below the bottom of this. So somewhere down here.
Yep.
That's probably,
and
that's
there's gonna
probably
be
the
video out, guys, sort of indicating how Cowboy looks at his stop losses, because him and I approach stop losses differently. I actually personally, I use stop losses only when I am awake. Sorry, only when I'm asleep. I don't ever have stop losses.
which is about 10 minutes a day.
right.
I don't ever have stop
Yeah,
losses.
actually. Yeah.
Really,
We actually I wanted to mention this because I'm probably I'll just go quiet, which means I'm gone because I have to go take my daughter somewhere. But Cowboy and I just did a video that we were promising last week. We finally got it done, and I believe it's going to be posted right here on Rogue Money. So I sent it over to CJ. We'll also post it somewhere for people in our room really soon. And it's basically the short title is How to Trade 15 Minutes a Day. So we have a lot of people who say, "Oh, I don't have time." Like you're watching what Cowboy's doing here, and it's just like, "Oh my goodness!" You know, some people just can't even follow it. Just it's very clear. I'm not saying that's your fault, but it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to think about, and they think, "Man, I don't know if I have time to do this all day." And what we did was basically talk about the way I trade as a fairly busy guy. Which is to spend a couple minutes looking at watches trade or whatever it is that I'm interested in looking at, make a quick trade, set stop losses, move the stop losses as I'm in profit. So we have a video about that to show people that strategy. And man, it's an awesome strategy for someone who's busy. It's much better than hodling and getting creamed. Believe me, I've done both, and this is preferable. So look for that. It's going to be out on Rogue Money soon-ish, and certainly going to be available on our website probably tomorrow.
Yeah, and a lot of people come into our room, guys, and they're obviously worried that they don't have enough time to trade. It's like, oh my, a lot of people have their families, a lot of people have their full-time jobs and such, guys, and that's understandable. I'm not, there's nothing wrong with that. So there definitely is a way to trade, guys, with only a few minutes a day. Cowboy and I are here doing the heavy legwork, guys.
Exactly. It's done for you. You don't have to sit there all day.
Exactly. Like the charts that Cowboy just did, this takes time, guys. This takes a lot of time. We have to look for specific coins out of like over 2,000 coins available. We have to look for specific coins, guys. There's a lot of, noise that we have to siphon through. And that's what takes up a lot of time. When you're inside the room, guys, you're just looking at what Cowboy and I are getting into, which is, would only take you like 2 minutes or 3 minutes by looking at it. That's it. Simple as that.
Oh yeah, I'll shorten the story because the video that Frank and I just did tells the story. I told it a few days ago. Back in December, my money on Bittrex got locked up. So I could trade, but I couldn't withdraw. And I just, my paranoid mind took over. Bittrex has been co-opted. I'm never going to see my money, so I don't care about it. And so I had trades set up for some midterm trades. We're going to talk about midterm trades here as well. And so I had like a midterm trade with a very low stop loss. And then, once I got at a profit, I took that stop loss out. I kind of just forgot about Bittrex. I walked away and I came back like a few days later. I was on vacation with my lady up in Oregon, my fiance. And when I did, I had made a bunch of money. I had some sell orders hit and it's like, yeah, I didn't even look at this for like 4 or 5 days. And all of a sudden I made money. It's great. So, at that time I decided to pay a little bit more attention to Bittrex, but keep that hands-off approach and not overtrade. And what ended up happening was I would log in the morning. I would take a look at my, call channel and see if there's any calls that came through. Most call channels, you'll have like a call per day, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. So, I would look on, I'd see a call, I'd get into it. It takes about 5 minutes to do. Open up your Binance or whatever, buy your coins, set your targets. In a bearish market, I use stop losses. In a bullish market, I tend not to. And then, walk away, come check in at lunchtime, see if you're in profit, maybe move up stop loss, maybe see a new call, whatever it is. That takes 5 minutes. At the end of the day, I do the same thing. Get on to, take a look at Bittrex because that was what was going on at the time was Bittrex. I was so hands off with it. I'm like, well, if nothing's changed, I'm just going to leave it alone. I didn't sit there. I didn't have to, jaw jack with anybody in the room or any of that. And I made a bunch of money that way. And that's how I learned about midterm calls. And there's a midterm call we have going on right now, and it's Venn. And so just to take a quick look at that chart and what's really valuable about Venn and being a midterm call at that is that, Venn is so strong that even in the most recent, Bitcoin drama that we've seen the last couple of days dropping, Venn's maintained. And we talked all about Venn. We don't have to go over that one again. But the call that we made was, I think it was right about here. I can actually find the call itself. But we had a consolidation, right? And so essentially, I think if I remember right, consolidation was right about here, something like that. I'm getting real messy on here trying to recreate it, but something along those lines. And so when I saw that, I called it and I put sell targets up in like this area right here. In fact, I think I'm doing more work than I need to. There it is. So this is this is actually the Venn chart. Our sell zone was right in here. So I called it back here somewhere. It went into the sell zone. People sold. And then now it's had a little bit of a hard time, but all it is doing is bouncing right off the cloud. It's probably going to go back up. So people now who sold up here are now able to buy back in. And it wasn't like they had to do anything. And it wasn't like it hit the stop loss. You see the stop loss is it's all the way down here. And I set this, and this entire Venn call is something that I had planned to use as a lesson for everybody to see me making money on a midterm call without doing anything. I bought it way back here. I set a stop loss way down here. I watched it. All I had to do was sign in, say, oh, I'm in profit. Sell right here. Remove stop loss, sell. That's it. That was it.
Hey, could you cover a hodl loss, aka trader boss, aka trader loss? Somebody in the chat room wanted to know if trader loss, aka hodl loss, one of his coins called Med. If you can cover Med.
We can cover Med.
Oh my goodness! I don't even want to talk about it. If anybody needs Med, I got a little bit.
Yeah, you got plenty.
If you're in Trader Boss's room, you're gonna need some Meds.
Oh my God, guys! I'm looking at Med's chart just like briefly from just on CoinMarketCap.
I'm glad my brother still talks to me after.
I've honestly seen dead people with more beats than Med.
Oh my goodness! It's gonna be $100. It's gonna be $100 this year.
I tell you right now, I just got off the phone with London, and I was working very hard. And some crypto traders over there, and they said Med is the way to go.
Yeah, so all you gotta do is get in there and wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
When did you get into Med, Frank?
I don't want to talk about it.
He this is before we started the crypto school. He was
all right, so I'm assuming in
January. Trader loss.
All I want to say is I personally learned some very difficult lessons.
So you
lesson number 1: don't go to a trading room run by a used car salesman.
So you got in about 23 cents, and now it's at 2 cents.
It may have been a little worse than that.
You got in at 28 cents, 25 cents, and now it's at 2 cents.
Yeah, something like that.
The only place you can ever truly lose.
Z, jerk.
That was me, man.
You got in at 2K satoshis. Now it's 244 satoshis.
Something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right.
You did a negative 10x. Okay,
negative 10x.
Wow. Got it.
A classic.
All right, guys. I
lost call right
we strive for positive 10x's here in Rogue Money. I don't know about this negative.
On that
10x.
note, I have to go, guys. You can make fun of me after I go. I got to take my daughter somewhere, so you can make fun of me while I'm gone. It will hurt less. I'll just pretend.
Frank, that was like a simple call to make, wasn't it?
Oh my God, dude! One of his friends actually did. So one of the guys inside the live chat room right now. I don't want to put your name, Juraj. His buddy actually did get into Med at 23 cents. 24 cents. Jamie got into Med at 24 cents. Yeah,
a lot of people did. It was going to go to $100.
These are guys that are Trader Boss. These are guys that are Trader Boss peeps, and yeah, they got in at 24 cents.
Listen, guys. All right, I'll tell you a little secret. It was one of his like big it wasn't like a little like, oh yeah, look at this. It was like a big deal, and it was going to go through the roof, and it was going to be incredible. And he pumped it hard.
Well, here now, let's take.
I gotta go.
See you, Frank. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to show you what happens, because Z and I, the two of us are not perfect. We make calls that don't go so well. It happens. It happens to the best traders. If you know anybody that's saying, "Oh, all my calls go really well," okay, all right. Let's take a look at your whole deal. Let's see. So, what would have happened if, let's just say, Z and I, like, for whatever reason, we thought we heard from somebody credible, and we thought this was going to go well, and so we called it, right? And we called it up here at 24 cents. Right here, right? So Mark's got euphoric, came back down. Z and I are like, let's go. We call it. Okay, what we do at that point is we set a stop loss. We set a stop loss, maybe 10% down. So instead of going a negative 10x, you go a negative 10%. That's the thing. I'm going to get upset right now. I'm going to get upset.
Well, just relax. Well, guys,
calm down.
The one thing I always tell people, that whenever anybody always talks about, a coin going to $100, right? The first thing I like to do is I like to evaluate the coin from an FA standpoint. The first thing I look at is the supply. It's a circulating supply of the coin. Now,
$4 billion. No, $3 billion.
Yeah, exactly. So now, I'm looking at Med right now, right? So Med right now, I'm just going to teach you guys something. Like Med right now, the circulating supply of Med is 2,966.
Dude, just round it up to 3.
Yeah, so 3 billion. So 3 billion tokens, guys. 3 billion tokens. So if you take that and to get your market cap, you times that by the price. So 3 billion tokens times $100, it's going to be at $300 billion, guys. $300 billion. That's what MediBlock would be worth. Now, I'm just going to let you guys know that Bitcoin is only 141 billion. So this guy, TraderBots, is essentially saying that MediBlock, this coin that just came out, is going to surpass Bitcoin by ×2 the value. Like, don't you think that's a little bit ridiculous?
Actually, it gets even more ridiculous, because this is a coin that apparently they're not, like, they have a total supply now of 4 billion, but their max supply is 10 billion. So by that logic, this guy actually thinks it's not going to double Bitcoin. Potentially, it would actually have to
quintuple Bitcoin?
Bigger, hextuple, if that's a word, go 6 times.
Like, don't you think that's a little ridiculous, guys, considering everybody transacts through Bitcoin, and that's like the father coin? Like, that's just the way, like, money works in cryptos. Like, don't you think it's a little ridiculous that this coin would then somehow 6 times Bitcoin's value, overall value? Like, that just shows a lack of fundamental analysis, or the lack of understanding of just, financial knowledge in general, guys.
Of brain cells.
I mean, that's nothing to do with cryptos. You don't need to know that about cryptos. That's just financial knowledge, guys. And that's really concerning.
Here's what I have to say. And I don't want to point out, like, say names here, because I'm not a psychologist. But if you are running a system where people are watching you and they're using your information as part of your research, and they trust you, and you're willing to let people lose that kind of money effectively under your stewardship, I think you have a problem. Because those people, and there are trading rooms out there that we're not going to name any, that are taking in like 200 grand a month. They get like they say they have 4,000, they really have 1,200, because they lost a bunch because they're losing people money. But even if you're charging $450 a month, and that's 1,000 people, do the math. It's $500,000. You got a couple guys splitting $250,000, so you can negative 10x. I'm getting upset. I'm getting really upset. These people, they're sociopaths. They're sociopaths, and they know they're losing people money. And here's what I have to say about that. Now, I'm nobody special. I've done bad things in my life, so I'm not saying I'm an angel. And in fact, that means a lot more, because at one point, I was actually invited to be a part of a group that did some things that were a little bit shady in the crypto world. And, it would have made me a lot of money. I could have made a lot of money. I could have exited the country. I didn't want anything to do with it. I got out of it. And it's not because I'm such a great guy, and it's not because I'm afraid of the law. It's because I like to sleep at night, because I'm not a freaking psycho. That's why. I'm not going to do things that are losing people their freaking money. I'm getting upset. We got to talk about something else.
And you're definitely not going out there and buying Teslas with that money.
No, but I'm going to buy Teslas with the money that I make off the van.
Don't worry. Just hodl. That's all you got to do. Just hodl. Don't worry about it. You know, the market cap is 360 billion. You ain't got to worry about it. And you know, Crypto Dragon is going to come on with his psychic predictions. No.
No, the new lady.
I'm the only person who does psychic predictions.
The new ladies, Michelle White.
She sounds like a drunk. You have a drunk doing crypto calls.
Michelle, whoever is a drunk.
It's Michelle. It's Michelle White Dove. She's the new psychic that does psychic readings.
Crypto readings.
I mean, you guys, I understand everybody loves woo woo, guys. You know, woo woo is fun and all, but
woo woo is fun and all until you start losing money.
Don't put your children's, you know, like college fund or like your retirement fund on woo woo stuff, guys. If you got like a few bucks, sure, you know, whatever, put it towards woo woo stuff. But if you're talking about thousands of dollars, guys, come on, you know, that's not something to gamble on how the stars align.
Yeah, dude, I actually, what I do is I wake up in the morning and I have a revolver and I put one bullet in the chamber and I spin it around and I close it and I put it up to my head. And then I take a piece of glass and I look at it through the window. And if the refraction of the blinds mixed with the shape of the leaves say go for it, then I pull the trigger. That's what woo-woo does for me. That's how I use woo-woo in my predictions.
God.
Okay.
You know, my whole thing is like, you know, it's all fun and games. It's great. This is my beef. Okay, look, you cannot do this in financial terms and say, I'm not giving any sort of financial advice. Oh, by the way, I predict that something is going to go up higher, blah, blah, blah. You can't do that. You know, I knew a guy who did this on Forex. The guy who ran or was the front man of the channel, he goes to jail. The stupid trader, the idiot, goes free because the idiot, if he is licensed, says, oops, they should have never invested more than they could willing to lose. And this was happening, man. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm sick of these hodling freaking morons. Idiot. All I do is hodl. All I got to do is hodl.
Well, and look,
going back to $25,000 for the rest of the year, so I don't know what the hell y'all going to do.
That statement is very likely correct. I mean, you know, it could go back to 25,000, but you know, we've said this a couple of times on the show. I've talked to somebody who's a, you know, history of merchant banking. You know, Dex actually. You know, I'll listen to Dex. Dex still on every Tuesday. He hasn't been around sometimes, huh?
Yeah, man. It's our scheduling conflict between my. I have like physical therapy appointment. Damn, I just dropped something. I have like physical therapy appointments on Tuesdays now, and it's like one of the physical. They're a specialist that, you know, fixes up dudes with weightlifting injuries.
Yeah, is it that dude that does
Egoscue?
Egoscue, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God! If anybody got like body aches, pains, you're like an athlete, you're an injured weightlifter like myself, go to Egoscue. My spine was so jacked up, my hips are all jacked up. I mean, I got 90% mobility back, man. So I'm pretty impressed. I mean, wow, these guys are just simply the best. Egoscue is amazing.
Yeah, and that's awesome, man.
That's the main reason why I can't connect with Dex. But I'm almost done. I'm almost out of therapy. I'm gonna start getting back to the gym, start lifting again. So me and Dex will be back on the regular on Tuesdays.
Yeah, nice. I think I'm gonna actually I'm gonna join his room. I'm having trouble finding.
We should do a show. We should have Dex invite him next time.
That'd be great, man. We'd love to talk. We'd love to talk with somebody with actually solid fundamentals and technical knowledge. Great.
Actually, the Dex doesn't. No, you'll have to have Dex truly. I don't want to speak for him, but Dex works on the algos, so he's not. I mean, Dex is. First of all, let's back up. If you're going to listen to somebody, and especially when it comes into like the stock world and the traditional investments, right? You want to talk to somebody who's done it, and he did it for real. You can look Dex up. I actually trust Dex in saying this. I haven't looked him up myself. However, if you listen to Dex, you can look him up. You can find him as a licensed New York trader on the scene, doing it for real. I've never done that. Now, not to take away from myself, but Dex has, and he actually. And correct me if I'm wrong, V, he helped write a lot of the algorithms that are used in HFT high frequency trading. Is that correct?
Yep.
You know, and now what Dex says about Bitcoin, and I heard a cross reference from somebody else I know in banking, is that very typically with tradable assets that are new on the scene that they want to control, they will range bind it. They'll keep it at a certain range. Now, Dex, I think his words were, Bitcoin ain't going anywhere for a while. It's going to kind of stay where it is, more or less. Now, in my chart that I've been showing for 4 months now, 3 months, I have it consolidating around that $9,000 range. And the banker guy that I talked to says he thinks they're going to keep it below 10. Now, anything's possible. Bitcoin can run up. But you know what? We got a certain trader boss who says he's never going to come out until Bitcoin is over 11.7. So all of y'all who are in that room are going to have to contend with the possibility that trader loss isn't going to come out for who knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's that. That's what that is right there.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
It is what it is. Anyway, let's move on from talking about douchebag boss, freaking low life.
I pulled out ZEC Z Classic. So you know, the new platform we're talking about with the you know crypto.
Hold on. There's somebody saying that we're recommending Litecoin. You freaking kidding me?
No.
What? No. We are not recommending Litecoin.
Well, first of all, we don't.
Hell no.
Annalise, we are definitely not recommending Litecoin. I can tell you this straight up. I have never liked Litecoin since the first episode till now. The only reason why I danced around the first episode is because I knew that, you know, Frank was heavily involved into Litecoin and there's a lot of people involved in Litecoin. I actually have never really liked Litecoin.
Yeah, I liked it, but
wrong room. You got us confused with the psychic room.
Yeah, no. This is a no. We're definitely not, you know, holding Litecoin right here. You know, praying for it to hit 300,000. No. There's none of that nature.
Yeah. So now that we have that corrected, you know, Litecoin, we've talked about this on the show. Litecoin's fundamentals to me are pretty much redundant. And what I mean by that is with the Lightning Network, Bitcoin and Litecoin could do the same thing. There are talks about Litecoin, you know, with their own mainnet, and maybe they might be able to have a chain, but there are so many mainnet coins out there that, in my opinion, are far more advanced and far more connected that Litecoin's pretty much just a vestigial coin. It's just, it used to be cool and now it's
trade
not.
out of it, man.
Well, we don't recommend anything. We don't recommend Litecoin. We don't recommend trading in. We don't recommend trading out. But I can tell you right now,
for entertainment purposes,
I wouldn't be buying. The only time I will buy Litecoin if I see a short-term upside, but I won't hodl it. You know, I'll buy anything almost if I see a short-term upside. Ripple, I really don't ever want to touch, but sometimes I do. I know it's terrible. Roger Ver, don't kill me for it. All right, so. I brought up Z Classic, just another bit here since I just have some charts up and we're having fun today.
Yes, people are asking about the title of the video. It's clickbait. It's to get you woo-woos out of the nonsense, get your head out of the clouds and out of your rear ends, come into a real trading room and make some money. Stop losing and hoping. Look, the greatest thing that my mentor has ever told me is this: you can hope in one hand and you can crap in the other, and you can see which piles up faster. Okay, so that's why we put LTC to the moon, because all of you guys that are into that woo-woo stuff, all you guys waiting for Michelle White Glove, or whatever her name is, White Glove. Okay, you're waiting for White Glove to put down the bottle of whiskey and put down the bottle of Jack Daniels and give you a reading of where it's going to go. Waiting around like a bunch of helpless children. Stop being helpless.
Hey guys,
hold on.
Hold on a minute. Someone's at my door. I want to come in and I want to do a call on another coin.
Is that
Michelle? Michelle, you're drunk. Michelle, I'm not drunk. I want to talk about Medcoin. She wants to talk about Medcoin. Michelle, go away.
Is that Billy Bob's lover?
Dude,
that's Billy Bob's lover is Michelle White Glove, because we can't say Michelle White Dove because we don't want to.
White Glove. Let's just call it White Glove. So White Glove comes on. Yeah. My point is, you know, you got White Glove, you got, you know, some guy named Crypto Snake, Crypto, I don't know what it is, Crypto Curmudgeon,
Crypto Lizard,
Crypto Lizard,
Crypto Salamander,
Crypto Lizard, the psychic boy. Who makes every single call wrong. His next big call is the 19th. It's going to blow up in his face. I mean, and the people are there.
What's his call the 19th?
There are people paying $450 a month sitting there.
What's his call on the 19th?
Some big move in Litecoin.
On the 19th? That's in 3 days.
It's so stupid.
Is he going to think that Litecoin's going to go to like 500 in 3 days?
Yes, I certainly do. I certainly think it. I think he's right. Billy,
it's absolutely asinine, man.
I think it's right.
And they sit there and they hodl, and it's like going to an AA meeting. They're all sitting there. They're all victims of being raped by Trader Boss and his loss. And now Trader Boss disappears. And this is a guy, if you do some research on the idiot, right? This is a guy who has a history of disappearing on trades and never showing his face again because he's already milked you guys for already what you're worth. I'm going to come back in when Bitcoin's at 11,700. 11,700, I'm going to come back in and make some calls. He ain't coming back.
In 2020.
See you in 2020, buddy. So what are you folks going to do? I mean, think about it. I'm pissed off for you. Why? I'm not telling you to join our room. Join any other room, but join a room that does technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and wins using data. Go find one of those.
Guys.
I'm going to look for a psychic reading. I'm remote viewing a number now. Oh, it's wait. Litecoin's going to go to 666. Oh, it's the mark of the beast.
I'm sorry.
I mean, for the love of God, use your brain, people. This is how you want to know something. There's a beautiful Bible verse for all you woo-wooers. Okay, here's a Bible verse, right? It says this. I think it was in the book of St. Peter. It says in the last days they will make merchandise of you. Right? They will make merchandise of you. How many of you are just suckers? You're believing BS because you look, man. You cannot live life by checking your brain in at the door. And there's no woo-woo here. There's no psyches. There's technical analysis. If you want to be empowered, go join a room that teaches you how to trade. There's the word that shows you how it's done, that shows you the technical analysis, that shows you the fundamental analysis. Go look for that. But if you are looking for psychics and signs and wonders, you deserve to lose everything because you're an idiot of the highest order. And you're an embarrassment to yourself, and you're an embarrassment to your family. God help you. God help you if you are one of those people that are putting your family's future in one of these trading rooms. If I know you, if you're one of those people that come up to me, hey V, I was in one of these crypto rooms, and there was a psychic reading that was done, and I lost everything. I lost my kids' tuition. I lost my house. I will slap you. Your family deserves to leave you. You're an idiot. Go eat a gun. Go eat a gun. In other words, go find a pistol, load it, put it into your mouth. You're a moron. You're a moron. I'm sorry to be harsh with you folks, but I'm sick of seeing people ripped off. I'm sick of it. Go ahead, guys.
And that was all figurative language. We don't really mean to kill yourself, but it's just we get really upset. Okay, so everybody out there who's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go kill myself because V said," no, that's not what V's saying. It's just here's the thing about it. That's very figurative. You're gonna be fine.
Oh, okay, here's the thing. I don't show my face. I don't show my face for a reason. I actually work in my industry. Okay, Z and Nick, you guys know this, and especially the platform we're building. Is the company that I've been partnered with and working with for the last several years, is it or is it not a major multi-billion dollar, in fact, the biggest player in the precious metals industry? Is it or is it not?
As far as I know, it's the biggest player.
Thank you. I don't show my face because I have partnerships. I have partnerships, long-standing corporate partnerships that I can't say certain things and get away with if I show my face. So I hide behind a moniker. But with the launch of the platform, with all the things that we're going to be doing, I eventually have to come out of the closet. I don't mind coming out of the closet. I like it when idiots try to run exposure. I never heard of him. Yeah, you moron, because you've never been in Hong Kong. You never dealt out of Singapore. You don't do business there. Of course you never heard of me. Of course. Oh, how's he? I never heard of him. I work with LBMA logistics and gold companies. That's who I deal with. That's who I deal with. I'm not some jackass working in Jimmy John's coin and carry. I'm not some fool telling you to here. Look, let me tell you something. There is no big gold and silver bullion player in the United States. There isn't. How do I know? The company that I'm partnered with, that I've been working with closely for the last several years, we supply them. We're their vendors. So I know there's nobody here in the United States. Okay? That's the deal. That's why I have certain guests that have come on my show. They're like, they're from such and such a firm. And then I'm like, oh, cool. I work with so-and-so. And then all of a sudden, they don't want to come back on the show. They don't even want to be on the show. Why? Because they can't pull the bullshit with me. It's that simple. All I'm telling you folks to do is use your brain. Use your brain. Think for yourself. Empower yourself. If I can go to a trading room where you have guys that don't sleep, like Z and Cowboy, that don't sleep, that don't eat, and they're out there holding your hands, helping you out. 2 guys handling hundreds of people, helping you out.
Yeah. What's it called? Guys, what's it called? Like V said, we're not in here saying that, our room is the end all be all. Do we think our room is solid? Yeah, we think our room is solid because we've been in the game for a while, Cowboy and I. But if you want to try out other rooms, if you want to go do other stuff and see firsthand what trading rooms are like that are not trader bosses and aren't basing their ideas on woo-woo stuff, there's a ton out there, guys. And those are legitimate trading rooms that don't use woo-woo behind their decisions. Simple as that.
Now, yeah, Z and I have been in this game for a while, like you said. And one thing that we've done is we have checked out other trading rooms. And you're going to be hard-pressed to find one that has the level of anything that we have.
but hey, at least they're not using woo-woo.
At least they're not using woo-woo.
Which is the point I'm trying to make right now, guys.
At the end of the day, guys, I respect the trading room that fails on TA. At least they freaking failed on TA.
Yeah, exactly.
At least they tried.
Mm-hmm. They did not willingly and knowingly put you in the line of fire of losing your money. And these people, if that's it, I'm getting upset.
Okay. Forget it then. We're moving on.
But one thing about this Litecoin call that we were talking about is I sort of drew, old school style. I sort of drew an average, if you will. It's not perfect by any means, but I wanted to draw it so everybody could see it. This blue line right here, the cyan colored line. Yes, I know my strange colors. Now they're saying that in 3 days, based on frogs and glass and whatever woo-woo, that it's going to go up to what, 300? Is that what they said? If that's the case, then you have until today is today's the 16th. You have until the 19th, which is right here. So they're predicting that from this downward everything, that is going to go up to here. And that's just funny to me. Like, if this goes on here, then Z will eat his dog. Because
I will eat my dog, guys.
And I'll join in. We will eat Nalu.
Yeah, exactly, guys. Just so you know, guys, what's it called? All right, for starters, I understand that Trader Boss doesn't use woo-woo. It's JSnip that uses woo-woo, and Trader Boss uses some sort of form of TA. I've seen Trader Boss's TA, guys. I've seen him doing it live. I've seen his Elliott wave live. It's beyond terrible, his Elliott wave. It doesn't follow any of the parameters of an Elliott wave, for starters, which is why he's wrong a lot of times. And 2, I saw his daily cup and handle that he drew out for you guys on the call rooms. Guys, are you serious? Like, look at the difference between like Cowboys charts and look at the difference between Trader Boss's daily cup and handle. Like, come on, guys. Like, just look at the quality you are getting, right? Like, you're not even buying like a Honda Civic versus a Lambo, guys. Now you're just buying like a clunker. It's absurd what he's given you guys, and I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I've seen it firsthand, guys. I mean, it's not like you can tell me, hey, look, no, Trader Boss did come up with an accurate chart that looks really professional and stuff. He didn't, guys. He didn't. You can you can compare apples to apples, guys. Our Litecoin chart versus his Litecoin chart. It's just that.
And again, here's a great question. This goes to Cowboy and Lee and Z. You could chime in as well. Is this why Charlie Lee sold all of his LTC?
Why Charlie Lee sold all of his LTC? I mean, if you listen to Charlie Lee, it's because he felt he had a conflict of interest and that he needed to actually financially separate himself from the project in order to, facilitate it properly and eliminate a conflict of interest. Okay. He also happened to sell it like right at the peak. So if I don't know, I believe about half of what I see and none of what I hear. Why Charlie Lee sold his Litecoin is only known by Charlie Lee.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, but anyway, this is a call. Whatever. I mean, look, we're kind of talking a lot on the show about people who suck, but let's talk about people who don't suck, and that's Crypto Z and Crypto Cowboy and V and Frank and all of us involved over here. We're always having a good time, and I get a little upset talking about these other people, and so what I want to do is actually display some gratitude. You know, I'm in a really good spot with these guys right here. Crypto Z I've been working with for 5 years in other businesses. So I know Crypto Z. I know him from a professional standpoint, and he's one of the best people you could ever want to work with. V and Frank, you know, I've worked with V and Frank on some other things since last year, since I became their customer, and we've been working in this. And what you're looking at is a group of people who understand that your success is our success. Now, I can speak for myself in that, you know, I genuinely care that we're not losing people money. I'm sure, and I'm very confident that all the rest of us at Rogue feel that way. So we're here all the time. Z is here, like at 3 in the morning. I wake up and I usually get on at about 5:30 or 6, and I start kind of letting people know what I see. And you know, we're here all the time. We understand that people are new to trading. We have plenty of videos. We actually have 2 ways to look at those videos. We have the crypto school is actually where we have a nice video education series, really well made, a lot of videos over there. You can get there by going to www.thecryptoschool.io. That's in the description. You can actually go in there and you can copy and paste it, but it's www.thecryptoschool.io. And Frank and a little bit of myself and Z have made videos in there. We also do have some very basic nuts and bolts videos. How to, you know, if you want to come join us in the Watch Us Trade, which is this middle icon right here, we do have some very basic videos. How to, you know, how to log into Binance, how to use the Slack, which Slack is the platform that we all talk on, how to set a stop loss. You know, all those there is a video session in there. We also have Ordan, who is part of a Rogue team. Ordan, that's ORDAN, in the room, and he will be able to walk you through how to get some of the basic information. And then there's the crypto community Slack, where it's, I think, what is it, $4 a month to join, something like that. And then that's $4 a month. And I think you get that if you join the cryptoschool.io, it's $2.99 one-time fee. Is that correct, V? $297
one-time fee. You got a lifetime membership for the Crypto School video education series. We don't have one video on there. We got, I think, over 20 at this point, man.
I think it's close to 15 or 20. Yeah,
something like that.
And then
just real fast, Cowboy, just show them the Slack room. I just like to show them the Slack room and just show them, you know, how often we are inside there. We'll just let our results just speak for themselves, guys. It's just that simple, right? You guys can see the timestamps, you know, of our calls. Simple as that.
Yeah, switching over there right now.
You know, we don't like to, I mean, I understand that we butter, you know, everybody butters themselves up, but, you know, you can see just how often we do how often we do updates and how often we're inside there and stuff like that, guys. It's just no BS.
Yeah, not like doing calls once or twice a month and then disappearing.
Yeah. We do calls once, twice an hour. I mean, look, this is Z and I are both in here. It's like 11:40, and then I did an update at 10:20. I did an update at 9:50. I did an update at 9:30. That's actually Z to 9:30, all the way down to like, here I am right now logging in at 6 a.m. right here today. So, I mean, Z's in there all hours of the night for a lot of our European people. So, you know, don't let your geographic location be any issue.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, that's just how it is, guys. Simple as that, you know, that's just how it is. We're always inside there. You guys can always just ask us a question. We have a chat room inside there, guys. We're inside there. If you want us to TA a coin, you guys want to ask us a FA question, a general question about trading, you know, we're always inside there, guys. We'll happy to answer.
Absolutely. And folks, here's the deal. Soon we'll be able to take crypto payments. We are working with a payment processor, so you'll be able to pay us directly in crypto, which is awesome for all of us. And I'm looking forward to that. And it's going to make it easier for everybody. And also, our platform will be launching soon. I'm excited about that. We're going to beta test it. We're going to launch it exclusively for our members. Here's the deal. You'll be able to liquidate your crypto holdings. You get to cash out in 24 different currencies, 24 different fiat currencies, and it's going to be wired directly to the bank account of your choice. Awesome. With zero reporting, because it's done legally and legitimately and falls under the WTO regs. So it's awesome about that. So you should everybody should be excited. So I'm pumped up. I'm excited. Last words, gentlemen, go for it.
Well, no, it's to add to that again, yeah, they won't be reporting it. Now, as to whether or not you should be reporting it, that's something between you and your accountant. We don't give tax advice, but the understanding that I'm getting from all my own personal research that is not tax advice is that it doesn't have to be reported. It falls outside of taxing authorities. Do your own research. So the last bit though is going to be just TA wise. Do not sleep on Ven. Look, this was the Bitcoin dump. If you're looking at the chart. Oh, we're not even looking at charts right now. Let me switch out of there and into here. Give me like Z. Go ahead and do your final words, and I'll jump over there while you're doing.
Okay. Well, anyways, final words, guys. If you guys want to be involved inside the Ven Masternode platform, guys, come join in. Simple as that, guys. We are taking Ven right now. I'll be releasing. I released the form earlier, but there is one mistake behind it. I will be releasing an updated form today. We will start collecting the Ven right now. The Ven mainnet is supposed to be launching in June, so and I believe the end of June. So that's most likely when the masternode process will happen, and then that's when we'll start getting rewards, guys. Simple as that. And I personally think Ven is going to do really well. And just so you guys know, with this whole X node program, 51% of the circulating supply was locked up, guys, already on Ven. That means that Ven will not only be more, in a sense, volatile with its ups and downs, but at the same time, that means that the whole sentiment analysis of Ven, the community behind Ven, and in cryptocurrencies in general, are very, very excited about Ven. If more than half of the supply was locked up, that's a very, very big deal, guys.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, just good stuff.
Yeah, it's humongous. And volatility kind of sounds like a bad thing unless you are a trader, because we make money on volatility. Now, looking at Ven, just real quick, everything that Z just said, like the inside people know. So Ven's just going up. And this is your Bitcoin dump, and Bitcoin did not look good, but this went right back up. I actually got out of Ven right here, and I still haven't gotten back in, and I'm not happy about that. So basically, I mean, don't sleep on Ven. That's all I can say. We're going to update in the channel, so those of you who are in the room will be able to see what I think is going to happen with Ven. And again, the last thing I want to say is I just want to thank everybody in the room that makes this possible. V, Z, Frank, Matt behind the scenes, man. I'm loving this right now.
Hell yeah. Thank you all for listening in. Join the room that gets you results and makes it happen for yourself. Empower yourself. Don't leave your fate, your financial fate and your freedom in somebody else's hands. Take charge. Learn how it's done. Make it happen for yourself. You're with a winning team. And with that being said, we'll be back on Friday, guys. We're over and we're out.
Later.
What is this?
Lite 5.0.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Of course you don't.